Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, was born a slave in ancient Rome, yet he taught humanity one of its most powerful truths, that true freedom lies in the control of one's mind. His philosophy centers on a simple but profound idea: we cannot control external events, only our reactions to them. In his works The Discourses and the Enchiridion, he explains that human suffering begins when we try to change what is beyond our control: people, outcomes, or circumstances. The key to peace, therefore, is mastering our perceptions and choices. Epictetus believed that reason and discipline form the foundation of inner strength. To live well, one must train the mind to stay calm amid chaos, accept fate with understanding, and act with virtue regardless of circumstance. His teachings offer a timeless guide to self-mastery, resilience, and the unshakable freedom of the human spirit. Epictetus taught that the first step toward inner peace is recognizing the boundary between what we can and cannot control. He divided all things into two categories: those that depend on us, such as our thoughts, choices, and actions, and those that do not, such as wealth, reputation, or the behavior of others. Most human frustration arises when we confuse these two. We waste energy trying to control opinions, outcomes, or situations that lie outside our influence. According to Epictetus, this confusion is the root of suffering. True wisdom, therefore, is focusing our efforts only on what belongs to us, our reason and our response. If you face loss, insult, or failure, you cannot change the event, but you can choose your attitude toward it. By disciplining the mind to accept what it cannot change, and act rightly within what it can, one achieves calm, strength, and complete freedom. Epictetus believed that pain is not something to be feared, but understood. He viewed suffering as nature's method of instruction, revealing our weaknesses and forcing us to build inner strength. Throughout his life as a slave, Epictetus endured physical hardship and emotional restraint, yet he treated every difficulty as training for the soul. He taught that adversity exposes the truth of one's character. Anyone can appear wise in comfort, but virtue is tested only in discomfort. The Stoics saw pain as a tool to develop endurance, patience, and rational control. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" Epictetus advised asking, "What can I learn from this?" By reframing pain as a teacher, not an enemy, we stop seeing ourselves as victims, and begin to see every trial as an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more self-disciplined. One of Epictetus's most powerful teachings is that perception shapes reality. He taught that events themselves are neutral. It is our interpretation that makes them good or bad. When something distressing happens, the mind quickly attaches judgment, calling it a failure, tragedy, or injustice. But as Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters. Our thoughts determine our emotions, and our emotions influence our actions. If we learn to observe our thoughts and question their truth, we gain control over our reactions. Cognitive strength begins with awareness, seeing situations without unnecessary judgment. By mastering perception, we build emotional stability and clarity of reason. In essence, we create our world not by what happens, but by how we choose to see it. The disciplined mind can turn chaos into order, and obstacles into paths of progress. Epictetus taught that comfort weakens the will, while controlled discomfort strengthens it. He encouraged practicing hardship voluntarily, fasting, waking early, enduring cold, or living simply, not as punishment, but as preparation. The purpose was to train the mind to remain calm when life removes its comforts unexpectedly. By deliberately facing small challenges, we reduce the fear of larger ones. Modern life conditions us to seek ease and avoid struggle, but Stoic philosophy views struggle as the foundation of resilience. When we choose simplicity, we discover how little we truly need to live well. This practice also helps detach us from material dependence and external pleasure. As Epictetus said, no man is free who is not master of himself. Voluntary discomfort builds that mastery, teaching self-control, adaptability, and gratitude for what we already have. Through discipline, the mind learns strength beyond comfort. Epictetus warned against wasting energy in debate or self-praise. True philosophy, he said, is not spoken, it is lived. Wisdom should be visible in conduct, not conversation. That he criticized those who memorized moral theories but failed to apply them in daily life. For Epictetus, action is the measure of understanding. If you claim to value honesty, it must reflect in your words. If you believe in self-control, it must show in your behavior under pressure. When insulted or provoked, a wise person proves his philosophy through calmness, not defense. Don't explain your philosophy, he said. Embody it. This teaching reminds us that virtue is practical, not theoretical. A silent example can influence more than argument ever could. When one lives with integrity, discipline, and rational conduct, others witness philosophy in motion. And that silent demonstration is the truest form of wisdom. Epictetus taught that dependence on approval is a silent form of slavery. When our peace depends on how others perceive us, we lose control over our happiness. That he reminded his students that the opinions of others lie completely outside our control, and therefore should not disturb the mind. People judge based on their limited understanding, their mood, or their biases, none of which reflect truth. The Stoic approach is to act according to reason and virtue, not public opinion. A wise person seeks inner alignment, not external validation. In modern life, where social media amplifies every judgment, this teaching becomes more relevant than ever. Freedom begins when we stop explaining ourselves and live according to principle. The less you depend on praise, or fear criticism, the more stable and focused your mind becomes. True peace is living rightly, even when misunderstood by others. For Epictetus, strength of will was the foundation of character. He believed that consistency in small actions builds resilience for great challenges. Willpower is not created in moments of crisis, it is trained in daily self-discipline. Simple acts like waking early, keeping promises, or finishing tasks despite fatigue develop control over impulses. The Stoics saw discipline not as restriction, but as liberation from weakness. When you master your habits, you gain power over desire, fear, and distraction. Epictetus compared life to athletic training. Those who endure the rigor of practice are prepared when the real test comes. Each day offers an opportunity to strengthen the will, resist comfort, control anger, delay pleasure, and focus on duty. Through repetition, discipline becomes natural, transforming effort into ease. A strong will is the armor of the wise. It protects the mind from chaos, and sustains purpose through adversity. Epictetus taught the principle of amor fati, to love one's fate. He believed that events unfold according to nature's order, and our peace depends on accepting this order without resistance. To fight what is inevitable is to fight reality itself. When we stop demanding that life match our expectations, we free ourselves from disappointment. Acceptance does not mean passivity, it means acting wisely within what is possible, while embracing outcomes beyond control. Every event, pleasant or painful, carries value when seen with understanding. What seems like misfortune may redirect us toward a higher purpose. Epictetus advised his students to view fate as a teacher, shaping the soul through circumstances. Seek not that events should happen as you wish, he said, but wish them to happen as they do. Through acceptance, we align with nature's flow, and discover serenity even in uncertainty. Epictetus defined wealth not by possession, but by contentment. He lived with minimal belongings and taught that the less one desires, the freer one becomes. External riches bring temporary pleasure, but also constant anxiety, fear of loss, competition, and comparison. True abundance lies in needing little and appreciating what one has. According to Stoic thought, contentment is an internal state achieved through moderation and gratitude. When we control desire, we control suffering. Epictetus warned that chasing luxury distracts the mind from virtue, and enslaves it to wants that never end. Modern society promotes consumption as success, yet the Stoic path shows the opposite. The fewer the desires, the greater the peace. Wealth should serve the soul, not dominate it. A person who finds satisfaction in simplicity possesses a treasure that no misfortune can destroy, a calm mind, and a free heart. Epictetus concluded that strength is not a final achievement, but a lifelong discipline. Virtue, like muscle, must be exercised each day. The mind must be trained continually through reflection, reason, and right action. A person does not become wise once and for all. Wisdom grows through constant application. Some days will bring progress, others failure, but both are part of the process. The Stoic aim is not perfection, but improvement, living each day better than the last. Epictetus advised his students to begin each morning by reminding themselves of what they can control, and to end each night by examining their conduct. This routine cultivates awareness and accountability. True strength, therefore, is the quiet persistence to act rightly despite fatigue, doubt, or difficulty. The individual who commits daily to self-mastery will find that no external event can shake the stability of an ordered and disciplined mind. Epictetus's wisdom reminds us that freedom is not granted by the world, it is forged within the mind. He showed that true power lies not in possessions, status, or comfort, but in the mastery of one's thoughts and actions. To live by Stoic principles is to accept what cannot be changed, to act with courage where one can, and to meet life's trials with calm reason. Every hardship becomes training, every loss, a lesson, and every day, an opportunity to practice virtue. The Stoic does not escape the storms of existence, he learns to stand firm within them. Epictetus turns suffering into strength, and limitation into liberation. His teachings remain timeless because they confront the unchanging truth of human life: control yourself, and nothing can control you. In a world filled with chaos, distraction, and illusion, his philosophy offers a quiet clarity, a path back to peace, resilience, and unshakable inner freedom.